Welcome back, Flare community. In this new series, I'm going to be walking you through some of the tutorials and guides on how you can participate in FlareFi Summer. And if you didn't already know, FlareFi Summer is actually a recent proposal that passed, which is designed to encourage the participation of DeFi and bridge stablecoins over onto the Flare network. So if we go over to this document here, the new Flare DeFi missions program provides industry-leading yields, and with these industry-leading yields brings opportunity, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this series. We're going to be doing the tutorials, but for those who are interested, I'm going to actually expand on this in a lot of detail regarding my personal strategy over in the Patreon group. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be checking out Stargate, and this is a bridging solution that the Flare team have adopted that allows you to bring very popular stablecoins from various networks onto Flare. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to run through this process, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can get USDT or USDC over onto the Flare network from Ethereum. So the first thing that we want to do is come up here to the top and click on transfer. Here you're going to have many different options. What you need to do is you need to click on your MetaMask and ensure that you're on the chain that you want to bridge from. So in my case, this is from the Ethereum network, and as you can see down here, I have a number of USDT, that's Tether, one of the most popular stablecoins, ready to bridge to the Flare network. So with that in mind, we can come down here and select Ethereum, and we want to select our target network. So let's just search for Flare like this and USDT. Now you can already see that it has my balance here, and I want to bridge everything. Before we do get started, you may see that there is this gas cost here, and this is basically the transaction fees that you will need for to initiate this bridge. So you're going to need a little bit of Ethereum as well. So just bear that in mind, and once you're all set up, you have the Ethereum network connected, you've got your USDT ready and waiting to go. All you've got to do is click on transfer, and we're just going to wait for this confirmation here. And there we go, we just play the waiting game now. This is basically a transfer that is in progress, and the funds are basically going to be taken from the Ethereum side and deposited into the Flare network side. And as you can see, the transaction has been submitted from Ethereum to the Flare network. So as I said, it estimates here about 6 minutes. That's just due to the limitation of the Ethereum network itself. It is actually pretty slow, and that's why we actually want to bridge it over to Flare and really enjoy some of these high yields. While we wait for that, I do want to let you know of some of the opportunities here. So this was the recent document posted about the FlareFi emissions program. So as you can see here, an initial 510 million FLR tokens out of Flare's 20 billion FLR incentive pool will be made available to selected DeFi protocols and pools to incentivize community participation. And this really does bring an opportunity. So that's what we want to take advantage of. And basically what you're going to be receiving is this RFLR. And this can be redeemed for FLR, but there is a linearly 12-month vesting period, which means 1/12 of the rewards can be withdrawn from the portal each and every month as WFLR. And these yields are actually really high. So what we're going to do here, I guess the reason actually, that's a good place to start, is that they want to incentivize stablecoin liquidity to, I guess, as a precursor for the F asset system. Now, if you didn't already know, the F asset system is actually backed and fully collateralized by partially FLR, but also by stablecoins. So this is very much important. Some of the dApps that are participating include SparkDex, BlazeSwap, we've got Kinetic Markets too, also Gnosis and Raindex. And if you look on some of these protocols, the rate in which you can yield is very impressive. And I think xDeFi will also be participating. Time will tell. But as you can see here, for example, SparkDex, 150 plus APY. And sometimes you have to be cautious of high APYs, but a lot of this is actually bolstered by this emissions program. So opportunities do exist, and that's what we want to take advantage of and really use our knowledge here from this emissions protocol, this emissions program, to participate in DeFi and get our share of these emissions. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this series. Again, this is going to be more of a tutorial series on how to use the various applications, whether that be Kinetic, whether that be BlazeSwap, xDeFi, SparkDex, or Gnosis. But as I mentioned before, the Patreon members of the Legend tier are really going to get the best bang for their buck, because in addition to the monthly giveaways, I'm going to be revealing my strategy on how I'm navigating this DeFi landscape. So, going back to Stargate here, it looks like we're still waiting. There's been one network confirmation, and let's see, 6 minutes to go. What we're going to do is we're going to pause the video and we're going to jump straight back in once this has completed. Well, fast forward a couple of minutes and we are good to go. The transaction has been confirmed, and what you can do now is if you go up to MetaMask here in the top right hand corner, of course this is also available on Bifrost or any application that you may have that can connect to various websites. I'll just give that a second to load. It seems to be taking its time here. And what we want to do now is use this drop down and connect to the Flare network. Now, you may have to add this if this is your first time doing so, but you give that a click and we can click on tokens. So you may be wondering, why is it not showing up here? Well, it's because the token hasn't actually been added to my MetaMask just yet. Of course, we've got Flare, EUSDT, which is the Gnosis version, Wrapped Flare, and Helion, but no USDT from Stargate. So what we can do is we can come up here to the Flare Explorer, and we can search for USDT. So we want this one here, which is the Stargate version. So after copying this and clicking on it, we can get this here, which is the contract address. And we're going to need that to import the token. Click back up on MetaMask here and scroll down and click on import tokens. Give that a little paste. You can see USDT and click on next here. And there it is. That's the assets that I have bridged from the Ethereum network to the Flare network. And as you can see, it's pretty popular because over 1.2 million USDT has been bridged already, and this is testament to the emissions program on how successful it has been. Like I said, there are many opportunities that we can look forward to. I'm going to be providing tutorials on these various applications in the near future. But again, if you are interested in joining the Patreon group, do check the link below, because you can expect a in-depth strategy on how I'm going to use this initial 2000 USDT to sort of maximize the yield here and the opportunities that exist on the Flare network. So again, a pretty short and sweet video. Can expect more in the very near future. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. If you did find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.